I am finally feeling like myself. My voice still sounds a little like I have a cold, but the main thing is I'm feeling more human again. It's been a couple days. If you didn't catch last week's vlog, I was very sick and I had to adjust my life basically to be resting, healing, but still sort of functioning. But now that I'm feeling more like myself, the most exciting part is like getting back into the things that always serve me, that always do well. So we're beefing up the morning routine a little bit. I'm not going back full yet. Like I'm not going to do my 100% morning routine because I also don't want to end up like getting sick again, which is something that I have done in the past. Like I've gone from like 0 to 100 too fast and then I end up getting ill again. So slow and steady, still using those structures and those routines and reminding myself that it's a journey to get there. It's not about arriving back at doing everything perfectly. It really is about just doing those things that my body needs, enjoys, actually craves. Like I haven't been out for consistent walks in probably 2 weeks, maybe even 3 at this point, which is kind of crazy now that I think about it. So we're going out for a walk this morning. I'm gonna make some tea so I can have something warm because I just checked the temperature and it's 9 degrees outside. So I also don't want to get sick again from not being dressed appropriately. So I'm gonna put on a nice warm coat, have that tea, and enjoy moving my body because it is something I've not been able to do. And also just like enjoy getting back into those routines, those things that feel good, that serve me, that make each day just a little bit better. My coffee, which this is like the highlight. I've been pushing my coffee back a little bit later instead of having it basically as soon as I can. I try to have it after I have my morning breakfast, my morning routine, walk. So I've been doing tea to start the day, like get the body, the organs like warmed up and flowing. And now that I'm ready to start working, I'm gonna have my coffee. So that's sort of like my cue that the workday is beginning. Obviously the caffeine will help a little bit. But when I was doing my morning, like I do my journaling, but I also was doing my like agenda. I try to look at my agenda every day. I plan basically the whole week out prior to the week, but then each day I dive in a little bit deeper and like I know what's exactly going on and then I can make adjustments as needed. So as I'm still not feeling great, like the walk was good, but I felt like by the end of it, like my ears were killing me. I don't know if it has to do with like just the pressure in my sinuses, like into my ears. So I'm not feeling my best still. And I actually think I sound worse, which is weird, but honestly still 9 day better than last week. So instead of like trying to get a full, 110, 120% work day, we're going for 80%. We're going 80, maybe 90 if my head starts to clear up and I feel a little bit better. But this morning I have a couple of calls, so I try to block out my day based on what I'm doing. This morning will be those calls, a couple of like high priority tasks. I try to do one high priority task in the morning. I do believe I have two. One of them should only take like 4 minutes. It is something I've been like working on and I just need to basically finalize it. So 2 high priority tasks this morning plus my calls. And then that is like my hard work block. And then the rest of the day will be more of my creative work block, more brainstorming, strategizing, things like that. I try to differentiate what I'm doing when, so my brain can kind of get into a flow. I find it so hard with just the world, technology, Slack, email, Instagram, all the different platforms, like messages, everything. It's like nonstop. So I feel like if I don't create a work block that allows me to get into a flow, I can just be pulled out of it so easily and honestly feel like I never get anything done. I've also been keeping my phone in my desk drawer while I work because realistically all the apps that I need for work are on my computer. I don't need to have my phone out. I'm just going to be opening unnecessary apps. So that has definitely been helping me. So that is the goal this morning, get the calls going, get them done, then I can kind of like take a big exhale, breathe, get into a bit more of like that creative work. I may even order lunch, TBD. We'll see what happens, but being able to have that structure allows me to move into the day a little bit easier and not feel like I'm climbing a mountain, but like more I'm walking a flat pace. And on a side note, as I'm looking at myself, I'm like, my makeup looks really good today. I think I've been figuring out like the colors and the palettes for me. I also have been using the Milk setting spray. And I've never really used setting spray, but I sit with my hand on my face when I'm working a lot. And I've noticed when I do that, like half of my face, like the makeup is just gone. Like you can see like my fingerprints from taking off my makeup. So the setting spray has actually helped a lot. And I think it actually like gives a nice little finishing touch. So looking good is part of the feeling better. This makes me feel better already. Morning meetings are done. They went relatively well. I always forget how much I love chatting with my clients and different people I work with. I always get like nerves before a call because it feels like presentation day at school, and I actually was never good at presenting when I was in school. Like I think maybe near the end of college I got good at it, but elementary school I failed public speaking. High school I was all right, but I was not really that great. And then somehow in my 20s, I became a public speaker. I did a TEDx talk. I would do a lot of different coaching and leadership talks for brands like Etsy, BrainStation, Shopify. I really got into my speaking bag, and I think during the pandemic, it kind of went off the rails, obviously, because there was no events happening. And Zoom calls are just different. It's just not the same to speak on Zoom because you're not getting any human interaction. So I think that makes me a little bit more nervous. But after these calls, I was reminded that I do speak well and I love speaking with my clients. I love helping them, building a little bit more of that personal connection, digging deeper. And so that felt great because now I also just feel like I've accomplished so much. I did my 2 high priority tasks this morning. Check. All my calls are done. So now it's lunchtime, which I know I said I was maybe gonna order in. I'm not ordering in. I'm going to warm up some leftovers because I don't want to spend the money on food right now. Like I just feel like, unless it's like both Michael and I having dinner and it's more of an experience, I don't want to order in out of like laziness. So that's that discipline, because trust me, I don't really want to have like warmed up mismatch lunch, but I also know that that is the best thing for me, my wallet, for my diet, and also just for my discipline to stick to the things that I say I'm gonna do. So now it's lunchtime, and then I get to head into my last like work block, which I think will just be like maybe 2-ish hours, maybe 3 hours, probably 3 max. I try to cap it at a place that feels like a normal amount of work, and especially as someone who is a projector in human design, I'm not designed to be sitting and pumping out a lot. So I'll get into that workflow, and basically that'll be my work day, and I feel like I've already accomplished a good amount, and realizing that it's not 110, 120%, it really is giving 80, 90%, doing what needs to be done, but not going above that, is really important when I'm coming back and getting my energy back after being sick. Just like that, it's time to relax. The reward of relaxing feels so good because I really did get so much accomplished. As you may have seen, I've been starting to do this very interesting way to get through like that afternoon slump. I've started doing lunges across my apartment, mostly because I feel my body is just getting so sedentary, obviously from sitting all day. And since I haven't been to the gym in a little while, actually quite a while now, we don't even want to think about that. I want to get my body primed for when I start going back to the gym, like when I'm really feeling better. And I also think it's a great way to just move your body when you're sitting at home. I used to do this with like jumping jacks. I think there was a small time that I would try to do burpees. I am not in the mood for burpees. So lunges it is, and I'm not gonna lie, doing those like 50 lunges actually made my legs sore. So clearly I needed to do it. And I have dinner prepped. We are going to have some lamb. So as you can see, I seasoned the lamb. That's another great thing that I've been trying to do more of, is not just wait until after I finish work to start dinner, is take a little break, do some seasoning, some prep in the afternoon, so that obviously my food has better flavor as well. And I just sat down to do some journaling. I have my new journal. I just cracked her open and just started writing in it. I've been waiting for sort of like the mood to hit me for journaling. I've been going through a lot of different things internally, and I really feel this year, 2026, the year of the horse, a lot of things are changing. And so I really want this journal to be where I express a lot of that, so I can kind of go back and go to the beginning of my journey of this year. I obviously do my morning journal, which is more of like a brain dump and gratitude. So I am the girl that has like just a few journals on the go at all times. But I think it's important. I think it's great to have places to put your thoughts and things that you can revisit, things that you can lean back on. Like I put some reminders in there for me for when I know I will be going through some hardships at some point, but also understanding that discomfort is a part of the journey. And so it felt really good to just sit down and journal and listen to my body and respond. So when I felt the need to do that and that desire to journal, I actually did, rather than thinking I'll save it for later. So honestly, it's been a pretty decent day. I'm starting to unwind. Dinner is going to go in soon. And I might actually do my little hobby of my miniature like study, like kind of like a book office nook thing that I've been working on. I have not had a chance to do much of it, so I think that might be on the agenda for this evening. And using that as like the structure, the pillars, the things that I enjoy is getting off of my phone. So I don't want to be on my phone tonight because, again, being on my computer all day, feeling productive is great. I don't want to wash away that feeling by doom scrolling and just kind of feeling like a bit of a zombie. I have to admit that doing my little miniature study hobby has been so healthy and so good, because I truly do not care about my phone. I don't care what messages are coming in, what notifications I'm getting, though I actually have most of my notifications off. It is just so great to like do something with my hands that has no relation to technology, output, productivity. And it really does make me feel like I'm young again, because I truly would do these things all the time when I was like a kid and a teenager. Like I was just saying to Michael, at 14, like if you gave me this, it would probably be done in one night. Whereas I've been working on this for a few weeks now, because obviously life just gets busy and it's hard to carve out proper time for these things. But that's one thing that I've really been focused on as I create more space in my life and slowing down, is obviously doing things that are more fulfilling and not just filling my time up for the sake of filling it up. And having something like that to look forward to after work or on the weekend or whenever I'm able to put aside some time is actually a highlight. Like before, a highlight would be like going out and making plans and like feeling busy, whereas slowing down now is starting to feel like a highlight for me. And I really feel that that was because I have had to sit in the stillness of slowing down, which at the beginning was not easy, especially for someone like myself who likes to be busy and enjoys just doing things and productivity, realizing that I can enjoy that more if I'm balancing it with the slowness. And so I'm keeping the nighttime routine going, taking off my makeup, obviously, and I'm going to get into bed and do my red light mask, because that has actually also helped me just slow down and be a little bit more present and just put a little bit more energy back into myself rather than everything being, again, about like putting energy outwards and feeling like, okay, I did enough today. Was it the most amazing day ever? Absolutely not. But not every day can be or should be. And I think since I've adjusted that as my goalpost and made my goalpost more realistic, especially coming off of a sickness or whether that's dealing with chronic pain, when I'm on the other side and I'm starting to recover, moving the goalpost to a more realistic place always makes me feel like A, I've succeeded, and B, I haven't burnt out. So instead of trying to do too much, overexerting myself, then burning out, and then like starting the cycle again faster, I'm giving myself more time and space to recover, adjusting that goalpost, still feeling accomplished with what I put in front of me for that day because it is realistic with that energy, and then rewarding myself with these different structures and routines that start to feel like care instead of discipline. And I think that's when discipline really started to feel so good for me, is it's no longer like a negative word or a negative connotation. It really is a level of care and respect for my body. And honestly, that just feels so good.